On December 14, 2019 at St. Mary's Court apartment in Wicklow County, Wicklow, a man by the name Daniel Mottag violently attacked his ex-girlfriend by the name of Nadine Lott in her living room. He inflicted blows on her mercilessly, thereby disfiguring her face. An ambulance arrived and took the lady to St. Vincent's Hospital in Dublin. But unfortunately she died 3 days later. Who is Nadine Lott? Nadine Lott was born on October 6, 1989 in Wicklow, Ireland. Her mother was known as Claire Lott and her father was known as David Lott. She was born in a family of 3 children and she was the firstborn. In June 2012, Nadine Lott had travelled to Darwin in Australia where she worked in a beauty salon. It was there where she first met Daniel Mottag. Daniel was 34 years and he was born in Clondalkin in County Dublin. He was a boxer who had trained in that field for many years. They initiated their relationship which did not last. In mid-2023, Nadine Lott returned to Ireland and Daniel Mottag followed her shortly. During that time Nadine Lott gave birth to a female child by the name of Kia. Nadine and Mottag relationship was not strong, so for several years they had been on and off in their relationship. In August 2016, these lovers planned to move into a house together in Wicklow County, Wicklow. Nadine Lott decided to end their relationship for the final time, after her boyfriend Daniel Mottag failed to arrive on the day that they agreed to move to a house in Wicklow County, Wicklow. On December 14, 2019, Mottag subjected Lott to a serious and sustained assault. During the attack, Mottag beat Lott with his hands, kicked her, stabbed her, and beat her with a charger for a tire pump. Between 3:30 a.m. and 4 o'clock a.m., Lott's neighbor, Amela Kulenovic, heard banging and noises. At first, she thought it was early festive celebrations, but later realized she could hear someone crying. Kulenovic went to investigate and she entered Lott's apartment after finding the door open and the hall light on. She found Lott lying face down on the ground, with Mottag crouched on top of her in the midst of the assault. She described Mottag as being like a wild animal that was vicious with rage. Kulenovic retreated to her own apartment, where she alerted Lott's family. Upon arriving at the scene, Nadine's sister Phoebe noticed the broken glass around the apartment. Garda Leander Butler, along with Garda Ben Silverlock, arrived shortly after Nadine's family and noted the really intense smell of blood. On their way in the door, Garda Leander Butler telephoned ambulance which came to the scene of the crime. Butler noted that a large pool of blood had formed around Lott's head, which she described as being grotesque and swollen. Butler, along with Lott's mother Claire, tried to resuscitate her. While trying to clear Lott's airways, Butler discovered that she was missing several teeth. Claire Lott described the effort as futile as Nadine was unable to stop gargling. Ian Clark, one of the 4 paramedics who attempted to save Lott, said that broken furniture was scattered everywhere. Due to the sheer amount of blood and debris, Clark said that it was difficult to see where all of the injuries were. A paramedic who attended the scene described it as one of the most horrendous scenes he had ever witnessed. Mottag had inflicted extreme and grotesque facial injuries, which separated Lott's flesh from her skull. Lott's injuries were so severe that Claire Lott, Nadine's mother, who found Nadine, was unable to recognize her daughter. An intensive care nurse echoed both the paramedic and Claire in describing Lott's injuries as the worst she had ever seen, saying that Lott was completely unrecognizable. Garda Butler, who had attended the scene, described Lott as having been beaten to a pulp. A senior guarder was quoted saying that he never had seen such a level of violence inflicted on an individual. Upon arrival at St. Vincent's Hospital in Dublin, it was noted that Lott had fragments of wood and a dinner plate matted into her bloodied hair. Nurses were unable to wash her hair for fear of worsening the bleeding. In her first 24 hours in hospital, Lott received 42 pints of blood. Driving away from the scene later that morning, Motak crashed the car he was driving into a ditch. He was found staggering a short distance away by a passerby who called for him an ambulance. Motak later told the paramedic that he had killed his girlfriend. He was brought to Tala Hospital, where he was arrested. On December 16, Motak appeared before Bray District Court and was charged with serious assault of Lott. He was remanded in custody to appear before Cloverhill Court. On December 17, 2019, 3 days after Lott first entered hospital, she succumbed to her injuries and died. On January 14, at Cloverhill District Court, Motak was charged with the murder of Lott. He pleaded guilty to manslaughter but not guilty to murder, claiming to have been too intoxicated to formulate intent. According to Motak, he had smoked a joint, taken 2 pills, and drank 350 milliliters of straight rum. During the trial, Dr. Linda Mulligan, the chief state pathologist, told the court that 64 individual injuries had been observed on Lott's body. But this could not be accounted for by medical intervention. The post-mortem revealed that alongside the blunt force trauma, sharp force trauma, and stab wound Lott suffered, she experienced multiple cardiac arrests and sustained traumatic brain injury. On August 5, 2021, a jury at the Central Criminal Court found Motak guilty of the murder of Lott, unanimously rejecting his defense after almost 6 hours of deliberations over 2 days. On October 4, 2021, he received a mandatory sentence of life imprisonment. A funeral service was held for Lott on December 22, 2019 at St. Mary and Peter's Church in Arklow. The church was attended by almost 1,000 people, and hundreds more waited outside the church. She was buried in St. Gabriel's Cemetery. Soon after his conviction, Motak was moved to Whitfield Prison, where he received a number of death threats. He was placed on a special protection wing for his own safety and kept away from most of the other inmates. He was then moved to the high-security Midlands prison for his own safety. Motak was later moved to Cork prison after he was sliced from his head to his chin at the Midlands prison. Rushed to Portlaoise Hospital after he was slashed across the face and lost a serious amount of blood.